Hello, my friends. Happy Friday. Welcome to episode 104 of Why Did I Buy This? This series started as a way to help crafters find unique ways to use products that they have in their collections. It's also a great series for new crafters who are wondering what they need to be successful. My name is Lindsay. I am the team leader of Cloud9 Stampers, and I love to craft and I love to share it with you. So this is a really fun series for me, and today is an extra special day because we are having 3 episodes. So I have had a couple breaks recently. We had some holidays, we've had some family things come up, but I am here today to share with you some of my favorites from the new holiday catalog, which just went live on July 1st. Not only do we have a spectacular new catalog, my gosh, seriously, in 19 years of crafting, this one is like blowing my mind with how amazing it is. We also have celebration rewards. So for those of you who are new here, welcome. Say hi in the comments. Please tell me that you're here and that you're watching and that let me know where you're from. I love to know where my friends are from. Okay, so their celebration is a really extra special time because you get free rewards with every $60 Canadian that you buy before your shipping and tax. So that means you get free stamp sets, designer series paper. There's all sorts of rewards. There's even dies that coordinate with the stamp sets. Like, they are awesome. So we're going to be walking through not only my favorites from the holiday catalog, we're also going to be looking at celebration rewards this afternoon. Hello, Dawn from New Hampshire. Welcome. Good morning, Deanna. Good to see you. Yeah, so I have some really fabulous projects to share with you. I'm so excited. I'm going to be teaching you some techniques to use with these new holiday products. And I'm going to show you some of my favorite celebration rewards as well. So be sure to join me at 10, noon, and 3 Mountain Time. And if you can't make it, don't worry. The replay will be there. You can also go to my YouTube channel and I will be sharing the episodes there as well. The best compliment that you can give me is to share this video. So go ahead and hit share now. This is a good time to do it while we're just getting started before we start the projects. And then your friends can join in and watch alongside you. Now, I have some ordering specials this month, so I'm going to walk through those here in a second. And I'm also going to let you know that I have a class coming up, an in-person class. So if you live local to me in Edmonton and area, I do teach through the city of Edmonton, and I have a class at the Art Conservatory on July 14th from 6 to 9 p.m. And I'm teaching a Stampin' Blends class. So we're teaching coloring and coloring techniques. The nice thing about it is with your class fee, you also get admittance to the Art, so you can walk through the pyramids after the class is finished. So kind of a nice little perk. If you're not familiar with it, you should look it up. The Art Conservatory are these pyramids in Edmonton. There's 4 of them, and each one has a different zone of plants, and it's really, really cool. So anyway, I'm fortunate enough to get to teach there, which is great. Hello, Ethel. Hello, Pat. Welcome. Yeah, so go ahead and hit share. I'm gonna flip you around and do the awkward transition so you can see my hands. I'm gonna walk you through what my specials are for July, and then we're gonna get started on the crafting. So here we go. I'm just gonna clip you in, and then we're gonna zoom in a little bit. Okay. So during the month of July, when you place a $60 order, that is the magic number for getting celebration rewards. So you're going to get a celebration reward of your choice, and that's going to come out of this little catalog. You can also see them online on my store. And you're also going to be entered into a draw for a set of 6 Stampin' Blends of your choice of color. I love to color. We're going to do a bit of coloring today. If your order reaches 120 and you use the host code, you're going to receive 2 entries into the marker draw. You're also going to receive the, what is it called? It's not the Genial Gems. I wrote that down wrong. It's the Fine Sparkle Adhesive Back Gems. And you're going to receive 2 celebration rewards of your choice. 180 gets you 3 entries, gems, and 3 celebration rewards. If you get to 200, just leave off the host code because you're going to want to get the host rewards yourself, and you'll get at least $20 free. You'll get all of the above as well. And if your order reaches 375, again, don't enter that host code. You're going to receive 6 entries into the draw. You're going to receive the gems, 6 celebration rewards of your choice, host rewards of $45, and you're going to receive this stamp set for free as a celebration reward. So one of the things to pay attention to is when you're getting up into those higher numbers, are you getting the rewards that you should get? And then, as I mentioned, here is that in-person class that's coming up next Thursday from 6 to 9 p.m. And if you're local and would like to register, you can just go to movelearnplay.edmonton.ca and hit in that course code, or you can just phone 311, which is our Edmonton number. Okay, so as I mentioned, Celebration rewards are now live. So with Celebration, you get a free reward for every $60 that you buy. So rewards can include stamp sets. It can include the dies. So these hippo dies coordinate with this, and I'm going to do a little session on that this afternoon. You can see there's designer series paper that coordinates with holiday rewards. You can see there's note cards and envelopes. There are specialty designer series paper. There's big stamp sets. And here you can see is an incredible die set. And again, sorry about that. I have some great projects using this particular die set that I'm going to share with you this afternoon. Here's that host set that I mentioned. And then the last thing I wanted to point out to you is if you're watching my videos today and you think to yourself, man, I love this crafting thing, then what you'll want to do is consider getting our demonstrator starter kit. So the starter kit is $135. It's already an incredible deal because you're getting $165 of products of your choice. And then on top of that, you're getting the Making Plans collection. So this Making Plans collection includes a stamp set, it includes the binder, and it includes all of these little planner pages for 18 months of organization bliss. So it's about a $65 value that you're getting for free. You can't purchase this. You can only get it with the demonstrator starter kit. So just a little tip, if you think to yourself, man, I love all of this stuff, getting the starter kit is also going to give you a 20% discount ongoing while you're a demonstrator. So it's a nice little perk. So my customers who placed a $60 order between January and now would have received this catalog in the mail. If you're missing yours, let me know because I'd love to know that you didn't get it. And this catalog is chock full of incredible holiday products. So you can see as I'm flipping through, I can officially open it up and show you all of the good stuff now. There's all sorts of holiday themed products for all of your crafting love. Okay, I just have to point out this one. Oh my gosh, like how adorable is that? Look at that project that they put there. That is like right up my crafting love language. But what I'm going to start with is the one that really grabbed my attention first, and that is this one. So it's called the Story Book Gnomes. How many of you are gnome fans? Go ahead and put in the comments if you love gnomes. I mean, seriously, look at this little guy lifting up his little hat. And what's great about it is it comes with all of these coordinating products on this page. So you can either go ahead and put in the host code that you see under this suite, item code, or you can go ahead and purchase the individual items as you, to your likes. So let me show you what comes in it. So first of all, we have the Kindest Gnomes stamp set. So here you can see are all these adorable ones. Oh, Dawn, yeah, you love the gnomes. Yeah, seriously, right? Here we go. All these cute little ones. And this is such a great coloring set. So if you love Stampin' Blends and you're like, yeah, get me in that draw with my $60 order, then you're going to love to use them on this stamp set. We also have a set of dies. They're called the Gnomes dies. And it works with both the designer series paper and the stamp set. There's also ribbon. So this ribbon is kind of different because it has both a grosgrain ribbon and then it's got stitched. I don't know if you can make out the stitching there, but it's got stitched this little silk ribbon down the center, and it makes it kind of stiff and fun to work with. So I don't know, it's I really love the way it feels, and I like the way it works. I'm going to use that today on some projects. And then there's these gems. So this is what I've already dug into mine. This is what I'm going to be sending free to you with a $100 order, or something of equivalent value, because right now we, shipping is always a little bit tricky, and product supplies. I'm not sure if you've experienced that in the last couple of years, but it does happen. And then finally, we've got the designer series paper. So there are 6 different designs. So here you can see are the really cute gnome houses, and these work with the dies. We've got some trees, some snowflake patterns. Here you can see are the gnomes, which all work with the dies. There's like 2 or 3 different dies, I think, that work with this page. And then some snowflakes. So let me flip it over, because our paper is all double-sided. So now you've got some mushrooms. We've got some mountains, kind of like a Nordic looking pattern. We've got sort of a busy background here with the gnomes in the world. I love these kind of forest friends look. And then here you can see them all interacting with the gnomes. So yeah, lots and lots of fun to work with. Here's that host code today. So if you want to go ahead and place an order, make sure you put that host code in if it's under $200. Okay, let's get started with our first project. So I'm going to bring in a piece of basic white cardstock. I'm going to use my blending brushes to create a background. So first of all, I'm going to use Pacific Point, and we're going to pick up some ink, and we're just going to add a little bit in the background here. So just creating that little bit of layering effect with our ink. Blending brushes are another coloring favorite for me. I know it's not technically a coloring tool, but I kind of think of it that way. And then I'm using Pear Pizzazz, and I'm just going and adding some grass in the background here, just on the bottom. Just like that. Okay, so next I'm going to do some stamping using one of our Celebration rewards. So this is called Amazing Phrases, and you can see it's got some really bold, bright, fun phrases, as well as some little scripty add-ons to it. So I'm going to start with the woohoo, and we're going to ink that up in Pacific Point and stamp that in the right-hand corner. And then I've got You Did It, and we're going to do that in the Pear Pizzazz, like that. Now I wanted to add a little bit of splatter, so I'm going to bring in my white craft ink, and I'm going to just use a block to be able to create the a little bit of a palette, kind of like an ink palette. And I'm going to use my watercolor brush. Now I have to find where I put it. Here it is. And I'm just going to pick up a little bit of that ink and squeeze some of the alcohol that I have inside my water brush. And then I'm just going to tap it onto the background to create that little splatter effect in the background. It's subtle. It just makes kind of like a little bit of more interesting background. I think it kind of mimics the spots that are on the mushrooms, if you know what I'm talking about with that imagery there. So just kind of fun. So I've used that designer series paper and my dies, and I've cut out both a house and a gnome. So what I love about this is you don't have to be an expert colorer or an expert stamper to make a really, really sophisticated looking card. So I'm going to use my double-sided tape, and I'm going to add my mushroom to the project. So we'll stick that here. And then I'm going to use my dimensionals. They're, of course, tucked underneath my stand. Not a great place for them, but that's okay. So we're going to use that to add our gnome to the project. So this is going to go here. So he's just like standing in front of his little house, like so. Okay, so this is a bare bones card. Let me show you the finished project and when I've added some embellishments to it. This is a little bit different color scheme. I just used the colors to coordinate with my gnome. So here you can see I used Pool Party. And I've added in those fine sparkle gems. and then just a little bit of grass that's from the die set that coordinates with the gnomes. It's called the gnome set. So you see what I mean with the dots on the mushroom? I just wanted the background to kind of match. So here you can see what it looks like when it's dry. It's subtle, but it just is a little bit interesting. So there's your first project using the Story Book Gnomes Suite. We're going to move on to our next project. This time, I'm going to bring in the gorgeous paper that has these little forest friends on it. And I'm going to use my snips. And I'm just going to grab one of the animals here. I've done most of the fussy cutting outside of today's video just because I know you don't really want to watch me cut things for 20 minutes. So I'm just going to go ahead and follow around the image. These ones don't have dies that coordinate, so you are going to do some fussy cutting. But if you're somebody who likes to fussy cut, then there's a lot of fussy cutting that you could do with this designer series paper. Hello friends, say hi when you tune in. I love to see your names pop up. It's always a pleasure to get to craft with you on a Friday. And be sure to tune in at noon and 3 today for 2 more episodes. Okay, so here we've got our little fox cut out. And I'm just going to skip ahead to the good part here. So here I cut out a deer, a fox, and a bird. So it doesn't take much time. It's just kind of one of those things. Okay, next, I'm going to bring in some Pool Party, which coordinates with this suite. And I'm going to bring in a piece of the designer series paper. So I'm going to add my double-sided tape to the corners. And we're going to line that up onto our card front, just like that. Now here is that gorgeous ribbon that I was talking about. Hello, Gabriella from California. And I'm going to use a piece of Terran tape. Are you familiar with this adhesive? It is fantastic. It's really, really hardy. It's great for holding on elements like ribbon that have a little bit more weight to them. And so I like to just throw a piece on there, give it a press, and then peel off the backing. And now we're going to use that ribbon. You can even use your grid paper if you like. And we're going to line it up and add that to the project. This is where it helps to have your ribbon scissors because they're nice and sharp, so we can trim those off like that. And now we're going to add a little bit of a background piece to it. So I'm a big fan of this punch. This is a new punch, and I'm forgetting the name of it off the top of my head, but it is a lovely, lovely punch. I'm sure you guys know what it's called and can put it in the comments. And I'm just going to bring in a piece of vellum here. You can see I do a lot of layering pieces with vellum. And I'm going to give my project kind of a focal point. Next, I'm going to bring in a returning favorite. These are called Wonderful Snowflakes. And you can just go ahead and pull these die-cut snowflakes out. They're sort of attached at the longest part. So if you just kind of gently pull on the longest parts, then you'll get a nice little holographic looking snowflake coming out. So I'm going to, where did my vellum piece just go? Did I pick it up? Oh, I did. I'm going to adhere this snowflake onto that vellum piece. The nice thing about this, somebody was very clever when they made this because they made it so that the dimensional fits perfectly in the center of the snowflake. That is such a brilliant idea. So we're going to stick that into the center of our vellum piece. And now we can use that same center piece and line up our dimensional again. And now we can add that onto our project. So already we're getting a really cute little focal point. I'm going to add my forest friends here by putting them on dimensionals. So we're going to add our deer, and we're going to add our fox. And then our little bird we're going to add onto the greeting. So for the greeting, I'm just using a strip of paper, and let me show you the finished project because we're almost done here. So here we go. So here you can see is that strip. I've used the greeting from the Gnomes stamp set, Kindest Gnomes, and I've added my little bird, and here you can see are those fine sparkle adhesive gems. So just a really pretty stamp set. Sorry, card. The stamps I haven't used a lot yet, so let me show you one that uses the stamps. Are you guys ready? Okay, so this is project number 2. So we're gonna move on to the PYP. So this time I'm gonna use the gnome from the stamp set. And I just love this one because it's kind of just that little traditional gnome. So I'm gonna bring in my Memento ink because we're gonna use our blends for this. Make sure we've got all the bits and pieces inked up, like that. We're gonna be die cutting it out, so I'm not worried that I got a halo there. Okay, let me bring in all of my markers now. So for this, we're going to be coloring our gnome in these blues and greens. So what I have is light soft succulent, light evening evergreen. Is that one that we still carry? I don't even know. I keep all of my blends. Light pool party, and I've got light Bermuda Bay. So you can see I haven't pulled any of the darks of them, but like you can see that these all work together. So I'm going to start by coloring our gnome's little outfit. So I'm going to use the pen end because we just have a little bit of fine detail here and I don't want to go out of the lines. So we're just going to color in the outfit, kind of work around the gnome's beard, like that. And over here, like so. And there's a little piece there, like that. So cute. Okay, next we're going to bring in the soft succulent, light soft succulent, and we're gonna go all the way over the gnome's little hat. So how many of you love to color with blends, or how many of you don't like to color with blends? Do you have a hard time with it? I'll show you some tips here to kind of get some cool blending happening. Okay, so you can see there's nothing complicated happening yet. We're just coloring at this stage. Okay, like that. And then I'm going to use the Evening Evergreen, and we're going to, oh yeah, Evening Evergreen is a in color. It's a current in color, that's why. Okay, so we're just kind of doing and leaving the tips of his toes showing. And I'm going to bring in my light soft succulent, and I'm going to go over that and just kind of leave that light. Okay, I'm going to bring in my color lifter, and I'm going to go with the pen end, and I'm going to go over top of kind of the center of the hat. So I'm kind of thinking of where the light might hit the hat. So kind of going over top of it like so. And then I'm also going to hit the tops of his toes like that. Okay, so we're gonna let it work its magic. And in the meantime, I'm bringing in the SU 1000. So this is from the Naturals collection. And we're gonna color in the gnome's nose. And then I'm going to use Fleur de Flamingo to color in the gnome's mittens. We also have Pool Party here. So this is light Pool Party. And I'm going to use the pen end, and we're just gonna kind of go over top of the lines of our gnome's beard. So I wanted to leave the gnome's beard white, but I'm not a fan of leaving things just plain white. I want it to have dimension. So we're kind of going over the areas where there'd be a shadow, and we're just giving that gnome a little bit of color to its beard. Okay, so I'm gonna bring in my color lifter again, and we're gonna go onto the tip of his nose, and I'm going to just one more time go over the hat. So that's the thing about coloring with Stampin' Blends. It's kind of one of those things where you have to be okay with layering. It's kind of like watercoloring. You can't just do one layer and think that you're done. You have to kind of add in some of the layering pieces to make it have that dimension and make it look really, really finished. Okay, so you can see that the color lifter is working its magic. So what I want to do now is that I've lifted some of that. I'm going to bring back in my light soft succulent, and I kind of like to just go over top of the areas that I haven't lifted. Just like that. So creating that little bit darker, and now I'm going to just sweep over top of where I lifted. Can you see what I'm doing here? Does that make sense? So see how we've got that light, but it's like more subtle than it was before. Now I know we don't carry the chalk marker anymore, but if you've watched my videos before, you know that I am a huge, huge fan of these white chalk markers. And what I like to do is add a little bit of detail that wasn't on the stamp set. So we're gonna give our gnome a polka dot hat. So I hope you guys bought these when they were retiring, because they are just so much fun. So if you add little polka dots to our gnome, then it makes it just feel, again, just a little bit more of a realistic look to it. Can you see that? Oh my gosh, it is so cute. So cute. Okay, we're gonna set aside our gnome for the time being. And now I'm going to bring in a new die set that's from our holiday catalog. It's called the Celebrations Tag Dies. So in this Celebration Tags dies, you have lots of great shapes and images to play with. There are some really fun tags. And then there's this particular die, which is a tag die. But what I love about this one is it's perfectly sized for a gift card. Yes. So let's go ahead and show you how to make a fun gift card holder. So I've got this cut out of the Designer Series paper from the Gnomes. Now I'm going to bring in that fabulous tear and tape. We're going to add tear and tape to the little flaps that are here on the edge of our gift card holder. So just watch for the score line, and that's what I'm following along. It might overhang a little bit on the inside, and that's okay. You can always use your fingers to kind of flip it over. I'm using my thumb to just make sure that we've got it stuck down properly, and now I'm gonna lift off the backing. Okay, like that. I'm gonna fold in those pieces. And now I'm just going to shut the door on this gift card holder. I'm gonna do one side at a time because otherwise I'm gonna mess this up. Okay, 1 and 2. So now you can see it's sized as a little pocket for your gift cards. Okay, the next thing I'm going to bring in is something that I love, love, love. So this is part of our mini catalog as well. So you have both iridescent and flocked Specialty Designer Series paper. So if you're ever missing these, just go into the Designer Series paper section if you're like, I'm not sure where she's finding this stuff. Or if you have the catalog, you can go to the back and there's kind of an index that you can see all of the things at once. So, and oh, look at this, like it just looks like little snowballs in the background. So we're going to use the flocked snowflakes. And I'm going to bring back in that punch that I was showing you that I really like. And we're just going to use that to punch out some vellum snowflakes. So now this is going to go on here, and we're going to add to it our little gnome. So we're just going to die cut that out. Okay, I'm not going to make you watch me do that part, but what I wanted to show you is I'm going to bring back in that ribbon. So here is the thing that is so cool. I'm going to show you what it is first, and then I'm going to show you how to do it. Okay, so here's my finished project with the gnome. It says Warm Wishes. Here you can see is the little flocked paper in the background, and here's that ribbon. So when you pull on the ribbon, it automatically pulls out the gift card. So you can see that gift card fits perfectly in there. And then when you push it back in, I just have to make sure I caught it. There we go. Then it brings the ribbon down with it. Do you want to see how I did that? Okay, so let me use this gift card. It's already been used. I'm going to take my ribbon and I'm going to fold it over my gift card. And I'm going to just snip the ends on an angle. Okay, so now, because there's a right and a wrong side to this ribbon, we just want to make sure we have the right sides out. So now we're going to take this little pocket that we've created and we're going to slide our gift card in there. So now the ribbon that's on the left side is going to go through the hole on the left side. This is where having it pointy helps you to find it and pull it through. And then the ribbon on the right side is going to go through the hole on the right side. I know I just turned it around so it's on the left, but you guys know what I mean. Okay, so now we've got ribbon that will pull out the gift card. So now all I did was I took a piece of baker's twine and I tied it onto the end of that so that it just holds that in place. You could also tie it in a knot. I just find this ribbon, because it's stiff, it's a little bit harder to tie into a knot. So let me just take this gift card out, tuck that back in. So there you go. What do you think, PYP? Isn't that cute? I just love a good gift card holder. I have lots of like older nieces and nephews, so we're at the stage where everybody just wants gift cards or cash. You can also put cash in here. That would work, right? But it's just kind of a cute little way to make a gift card feel more fun. So let me show you the 3 gnome projects one more time. So here we've got the PYP card. Here we've got our little Forest Friends card. And here we have our little woohoo with the designer series paper. So if you're thinking to yourself, Lindsay, why don't I have these products? Be sure to go to my online store and you can shop to your heart's content and be able to get this sweet gnomes collection, Story Book Gnomes, in your hands. As I mentioned, celebration rewards are now available. So you can get $60, with every $60, you can get a free celebration reward. So you'll want to make sure that you watch for that and add those to your inbox. Thank you so much for watching. Tune in at noon for episode 105 of Why Did I Buy This, where you will see my next favorite item from the holiday catalog. Okay, friends, bye for now.